YouTube, what's up? It's Jade Weird, and today I'm here to give you a little dreadlock update slash FAQ again, because I haven't done one in about a whole year, and this may or may not be my last update with my dreadlocks, because I've really been thinking about cutting them all off a lot, but you know, that's all just talk and I could change my mind, so who knows at this point. The most asked question that people ask me is, how long did it take for your hair to do that? Most of the time I'm trying to figure out what it is they're actually asking. Like, how long did it take for my hair to grow this long as it is, or what was the method I used to get it to look like this? I just think that's not the best phrasing people tend to use when they're trying to ask me about my hair. So usually what I tell them is that, well, I didn't do it all at once. So how I got my hair like this was a lot of patience. Usually that makes them think, oh. If you've watched my first dreadlock update video, I do mention in there the method I used was a twist and rip method, but I also did a lot of back combing and palm rolling, but I also did incorporate that twist and rip method. And the video that I referenced to a lot was actually this girl who was speaking Dutch, so she wasn't speaking English at all, I had no idea what she was saying, but she like pulled her hair down right in front of the camera and just did it so intricately, and it was just like such a good representation of how to make a dreadlock that from when I started dreading my hair, I would just always watch that video. Of course, I did watch a lot of other methods of dreading hair. Never really understood the crochet hook method. Maybe I just wasn't patient enough for it. I don't know. That's pretty much how I got my hair to dread up, was back combing, palm rolling, twisting, and rip method. And I will put the link to that video I'm referencing to. I'll put that link in the description for you guys, so if y'all want to check it out, feel free. Another thing I would also do whenever my hair was in the dreadlock itself, I would take, you know, yarn or embroidery string and just wrap it around the new dread, like really tight. And I don't mean just like you know, crisscross wrap. I mean like I wrapped the whole dreadlock in freaking string, because I thought it would just help keep it more together. And plus I had half dreads, half natural hair for, I would say, I don't know, two and a half, 3 years probably. So in the beginning the dread would try to make the rest of my hair dread with it, so having it all kind of wrapped up really helped with that a lot. And yeah, I have had my dreads about 5 years, and I did a little backtracking on my Facebook page, and I found the first picture I remember taking with my newest dreadlock, because I remember my friend Brittany, she had actually just dip dyed my hair that day, and I remember she dyed the dread too. And I remember right after taking a shower, I took a picture of my dyed hair, and you can see my little flimsy half wrap dreadlock like right there. And this is actually it right here, first dreadlock right here. I can always remember because of the bead. And that photo I took was on the 21st of December of 2011. So roughly about 5 years ago, roughly. And from then on I kind of just kept adding, you know, a dreadlock here and there. Before I knew it, it was like the whole back of my head. And I would say probably about 3 years ago in 2014, that's when I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do all of my hair. So I've had a full head of dreads about 3.5 years maybe not even 3.5. But I've had dreads in general about 5 years altogether. You know, let's just round up. You know, why not? I would say the biggest downside to dreadlocks is dandruff. That's the one thing that it drives me crazy after a while. The dandruff can just get so bad. And really the best way to prevent that is you have to wash your dreads at least once a week. I definitely recommend people using essential oils. That's what I use to help keep your scalp moisturized without having to, you know, get it wet and whatnot. And plus, you know, it smells good. So pretty much any essential oils you can use for your hair. And I actually got some coconut oil for hair off of Amazon, and that really helped too. And it also like stimulates hair growth supposedly. I don't know. That would be one of the downsides to having dreads. And also they're just heavy. I can definitely tell over the years I've had them, my neck just definitely feels way more tense than I ever remember it being. And whenever I go to sleep, I pretty much have to like move all my dreads out of the way. That way my neck kind of has like, you know, a free range for the pillow. So I would say that's pretty much the biggest downside to dreadlocks is the dandruff and the weight of them. Other than that, I really don't have any complaints. It's a very, very easy hairstyle for me personally to maintain. I don't do, you can even see it right here. I don't retwist it, mostly because I've never done it before. I'm not saying I couldn't look up stuff on YouTube and figure it out, but meh, it's not really a top priority of mine. I mean, I could probably pay somebody to retwist my hair for me, but yeah, more of a do-it-yourself kind of person. So, oh, another downside is they just can absorb smells so easily, especially smoke. So pretty much whenever it comes to if I'm around people and they're smoking cigarettes, I will tend to go away from them just because my hair will absorb that smell so easily, and I do not like smelling like cigarettes. So one thing that tends to throw a lot of people off is this little bangs that I have going on right here. This is actually just hair that it was just like one little part that I never actually dreaded because I thought it was just too short at the time and I didn't like the way it looked. So I kind of just left it alone. And then there was I had a really little dreadlock that was going right here for a while, and then I kind of just decided that I wanted to add a little bit more bangs, so I brushed it out and now I have more bangs. It was one thing that I didn't keep in mind whenever I did my dreads was leaving some bangs for myself, mostly because I didn't want to cut my hair at the time to make bangs, so I was just like whatever. But over the years I was just like, man, it'd be really nice to have just like a little bit of bangs. So voila. My advice to people is if you're considering getting dreadlocks, definitely do your research before you do it. It's not going to look the way you want it to overnight. It takes a lot of time. I would say if you're going to do your whole head at once, you'll probably see it'll probably start taking the form you want within 4 to 5 months. But other than that, you definitely got to give it some patience because it just takes a lot of time for it to look, I guess, kind of like this or whatever you're trying to go for. But you know, it's a really relaxed hairstyle. Don't even have to worry about doing my hair half the time. Whenever I go out for the day, I can just like throw it up like this, throw it in a bun, literally just do nothing. Like, sure, sometimes it might look like a hot mess, but I mean, my head looks like a mop, so what do you expect? I also do recommend to some people, if you don't want to actually dread your own hair, maybe get some cheap hair extensions and dread that. And I don't really know how extensions work, obviously, but you could take some cheap hair extensions and turn that into a dreadlock, and then you could just, you know, clip it in and out at your leisure. Don't even have to worry about doing anything to your hair, because I know a lot of people, especially females, they have such an attachment to their hair, or they're those type of people where they get, I guess, bored with it easily, so they want to just change it just like that, you know. So a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to do it, and then I'm just like, oh fuck it, I don't want it anymore, you know. So do your research. Do your research. People also always ask me, or actually they don't even ask me. People will often come up to me, they'll be like, you know, I hear you can't wash your hair when you have dreadlocks. Is that true? And I'm like, well, yes and no. I mean, you can't wash it every single day like most people do when you just have regular hair. You know, supposedly you're not even supposed to wash your hair every single day, even if you have normal hair. The reason for that is because, you know, for example, a lot of mine, they're really thick. Like really, really, really thick. So if I was washing this every single day, they would never dry, ever, unless I laid out in the sun, or even, I even remember trying to blow dry it, and even that really wouldn't put a dent in drying it. But washing something like that consecutively every single day, not allowing it to dry like it's supposed to, that's when you hear those horror stories about, oh my gosh, that person has really smelly dreadlocks. You know, dreadlocks are gross, you know, mold growing in them, stuff like that. Yeah, that's not a myth. That kind of stuff can actually happen if you don't know what you're doing or whatever. But I've never had that problem. I try to wash my hair at least once a week. Just depends, you know, on my schedule and whatnot. But I would say it definitely takes me a good 2 full days for them to dry out completely. And like, I actually washed mine about 2 days ago, and it literally just smells like nothing. It smells like a little bit of eucalyptus, that's it. But other than that, I don't really think my hair smells like anything. And I'll even people who ask me about it, I'll be like, you can smell it. And I know it's a little weird, like, oh yeah, I smell my hair, but you know, people will actually smell it and they'll be like, wow, you're right, it doesn't smell like anything. And whenever you do first start to dread your hair, you definitely, that's when you really can't wash it that much, because since your hair is trying to lock up, you know, water doesn't really help with that, especially depending on the type of hair that you have. Me, I had really, really curly hair, like really frizzy, curly type of hair, so it wasn't really hard for my hair to lock up, but I do remember washing it, and I could tell that it would be trying to, you know, fall apart from the water. But you know, you definitely just got to give it time. Definitely got to give it time. I did all mine myself. I did not go to a hairstylist. Kind of wanted to go to a hairstylist over the years, just, you know, I figured, well, if I'm gonna have them for a while, might as well make them look nice or whatever, because a lot of mine have like lumps, like bumps and stuff in them. Let me see if I can find one. Like that one, like at a hair salon, they could definitely smooth that out, probably, and make it a little more round. It looks a little flat, but at the same time, you know, it gives it a little bit of character, and it's just really not a concern or a priority of mine to go get everything like looking smooth sailing or whatever. Because whenever I first even started dreading my hair, I really didn't even section off my hair in like an even manner, so everything's kind of just like all over the place. But I think it still looks pretty decent. In case you're wondering, yes, this is all 100% my hair. Grew it myself. I could say I've grown rather attached to them over the years, but at the same time, I can't wait to cut them off. I think I'm going to do a wrapping tutorial. I mean, there's tons of videos out there that show you how to wrap dreadlocks, but you know, I want to make one, so whatever. You know, it's really easy to do, and I'll show you the type of string that I like to use. And honestly, in general, I think that's the most fun thing about dreadlocks, and something that I've strayed away from a lot, is decorating them, because you know, you can add color to your hair without even having to actually put color in your hair. You just like wrapping colored string around it, put pretty beads in them. I've seen like little dread coils and stuff like that, wire wraps you can put in your hair. So there's lots of fun things you could do with dreadlocks if you just have the patience to allow your hair to morph into them. I want to say that's it. All I wanted to talk about. I think that's all for today, and I thank you for watching this, and until next time.